Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Miss. I'm Widya Kusnadi. So I'm here. I want to present the social linguistic for the project two. Okay, so I have female. Okay, so the first one, I have female language features in sociolinguistic study about language and gender. Emphasize the focus on the effect of gender on the use of language. The relationship between language and gender is the relationship between language and the notion of man and woman. Okay. Female language features refer to specific linguistic patterns and styles that are commonly observed in women's speech, as identified by sociolinguistic research, notably by Robin Lecoq, 1975. These features reflect differences in phonology, vocabulary, grammar, intonation, and conversational style, often linked to social roles and expectation. So, here are the detailed key features of female language. Okay. Uh, okay. So, uh, there are lexical hitches or fillers, like question, raising intonation on declarative, empty adjective, precise color terms, intensifiers, hypercorrect grammar, super polite form, avoidance of strong swear words, and then the last is emphatic stress. Okay, female language features encompass a range of phonological, grammatical, and pragmatic elements that characterize women's speech as more polite, tentative, expressive, and socially aware compared to men's speech. These features are shaped by societal norms and expectation regarding gender and communication. Okay. Next is sexist language. Sexist language refers to words and phrases that demean, ignore, or stereotype members of either sex or that needlessly call attention to gender. Okay. K-terms in socio K-terms sexist language in sociolinguistic studies. Gender empower. Language is a tool of power, and its structure often reflect male-dominated social hierarchies. Sociolinguistic analyze how male-centric language can marginalize or make women invisible. Okay, B, language change and reform. Efforts to promote gender-neutral language using terms like chairperson, they as a singular pronoun, or replacing fireman with firefighter. Language reform is often controversial, facing debates over tradition, clarity, and political correctness. Okay, C, discourse and representation. Analyze, an analysis of media, political speech, and everyday conversation reveals how gender roles are reinforced through discourse. For example, women are more often described in relation to their looks, emotion, or relationship, while men are discussed in terms of achievement and action. Success language is not just about individual words, it reflects deeper cultural attitudes toward gender and power. Sociologists study it to uncover how everyday language use contribute to systemic inequality and to promote more inclusive communication. Okay, next is stereotypes. In sociolinguistics, stereotypes refer to oversimplified and often negative perception about individuals based on their language use, particularly their accent or dialect. The stereotypes can be based on various social categories like gender, race, or social class, and can lead to biased judgments about a person's intelligence, personality, or social status. Okay, example of stereotypes in social linguistics: that someone with a particular accent is less intelligent or less educated, even without any evidence to support that claim. B, gender and communication style. Some stereotypes suggest that women are more cooperative and in their communication, while men are more competitive and diverse. C. Social class and language. Certain dialects or language varieties might be associated with lower social classes, leading to negative perceptions about the speaker of those varieties. Okay. D. Race and language. Racist stereotypes can be perpetuated through language, with certain racial groups being associated with specific linguistic features or communication style. Okay. The last one is address form. An address form is known also as address term of or a form or term of address. It simply refers to the word or words used to address somebody in speech or writing. According to Pasal 9, address forms are the are the word speaker used to design design it, the person they are talking to while they are talking to them. The use of different forms for addressing people varies across languages. For example, the second person singular pronoun varies from English to French, while this pronoun is not context sensitive in English, in that it use only you. It it's changeable in French depending mainly on context and role relationships. The second person pronoun in French has two forms, namely who and host. Two is used when participants have close relationship, whereas host is used when the relationship between participants is formal. Address forms in sociolinguistics are more than just name or titles. They are powerful tools that reflect the social and cultural structure of communication. They help researchers understand how language is shaped by social factors such as power, solidarity, age, gender, class, and culture. Okay. Uh, okay. So address forms are used to respect or familiarity, indicate social status or hierarchy, reflect formality or informality, establish or reinforce solidarity, intimacy, or distance. So they help sociolinguists understand how language interacts with age, gender, social class, power, cultural background, and then setting formal versus informal. Okay. So, okay. So, another example. Okay. Another example for from address form. It the first one is title plus last name. Okay. For example, like Mr. Smith and Dr. Han. Okay. First name is like Emily. Okay. For the example, the name is Emily. So, hi, Emily. Okay. And title only is like doctor and then professor. Uh, okay. So, kinship terms. It's like mom, grandpa, daddy or auntie. And then the next is nicknames or pet names. It's like baby, honey, or Chang. Okay, so I think that's enough for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.